Criss Angel is known as the magician who makes the impossible happen right before your eyes. But in the fight to save his son's life, he needed more than just magic. Criss Angel describes his son Johnny as his truest form of magic. At 1.5 years old, doctors diagnosed Johnny with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Johnny lives with his mom in Australia, and when Criss got the news, he canceled all his sold-out Vegas shows to be by his son's side. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia, or ALL, occurs when the body's bone marrow makes too many white blood cells. It's the most common type of pediatric cancer, and Criss is using everything in his power to find a cure. Criss Angel joins us. Thanks for coming on this show. I know that you're an entertainer by trade, but what was it like just being a parent in that situation, watching your child, your young child, not only get the diagnosis, but going through cancer treatments?
When I found out, it devastated me, and I quickly felt it was 1:30 in the morning that I had to make lemonade out of lemons. So I turned the camera on myself, and I decided right then and there I was going to make a documentary called 1095 about pediatric cancer and about what it's like for the child, for the family, for the parents, so that other people can hopefully learn from our experiences and realize that the emotional roller coaster that you're on when your son is going through spinal taps and blood transfusions and chemotherapy and steroids, that it's a very normal process and that you're not alone. And so I just decided to completely dedicate my life to children and to trying to make a difference. You know, out of every $100 that the American Cancer Institute raises, less than 70 cents goes to pediatric cancer. It's very much underfunded. Out of the $4 billion that the government spends on cancer research, 4% goes to 12 different types of pediatric cancers. So just this past September 12th, we had a major event at the Luxor called Help, Heal Every Life Possible. It's something that I created and had a lot of celebrities from Jerry Lewis to Imagine Dragons to Mike Tyson, Chuck Liddell, all show up to try to raise millions of dollars for the fight against pediatric cancer and raise awareness.
And you even have your son's story as part of your show.
Yeah. In my show, I have a show called Mind Freak Live at the Luxor, and in my show, I dedicate through my art a portion of the show towards these kids, and I use my art to move people. And it's the very first magic show in the history that I've ever seen of magic shows to make people cry, grown men cry. But I use the reality of our situation in a way that kind of moves people with magic, and it raises awareness, and we raise a considerable amount of money. And I'm just starting. Next year, my goal, Gary Oldman, the famous actor, is becoming a partner of mine in the quest to try to make a television special every year live from Las Vegas to fight cancer. So,
and what I love so much about your story, Criss, is that you're truly doing this not just for your own son, but for all children out there who suffer from cancer. But I'm gonna ask the question that everyone wants to know. How's Johnny doing?
Johnny's doing very good. It's very rough. The steroid treatment is really, really difficult because his personality changes. He's such a loving, caring, gentle soul. And then when he does the steroids, he transforms sometimes periodically, and it's very difficult to deal with. But, you know, honestly, the real hero here is his mom, Chenille, who deals with Johnny and administers his chemo on a daily basis. I mean, she is just a champion, but he's doing good.
Well, let's celebrate both Chenille and Johnny because they happen to be here. So come on out.
I just had him on stage with me, and he's used to seeing people in front of him.
That's you. Well, I think it's amazing because as parents, I think the hardest thing is ever to see your child suffer.
Right.
So for you both to have really put in your separate and dedicated efforts in different ways to helping him, it's so remarkable and so amazing to keep your focus that way.